My boss fired me because I drove a poor-looking car. What he did not know, I owned the entire building. I pulled into the parking lot just before 8. My old Honda rattling like it barely made it there did not bother me one bit. To me, it was just a car. To them, it was a statement. And yeah, people noticed. You could feel it in the looks, the quick glances, the silent judgments. Most folks there pulled up in shiny SUVs or brand new sedans. Me, I pulled up in something that screamed, I am just trying to get through the day. And honestly, I was fine with that because I was not there to impress anybody. I was there to watch, to understand, to see how people really acted when they thought no one important was looking. Inside the office was the same as always. Phones ringing, people chatting, fake laughs floating around like background noise. Morning, I said casually as I walked in. A couple people nodded. Most did not care. Same routine. Until it was not. Around 9:30, I got a message from HR. Conference room B. No context. No warning. Yeah, that is never a good sign. When I walked in, Greg was already sitting there. Perfect suit. Perfect posture. Same fake authority. Lisa from HR sat next to him, looking like she did not want to be part of this. Have a seat, Greg said, barely glancing at me. I sat down. What is going on? He finally looked at me, and I could already tell this was planned. We have been reviewing your performance. He said all, corporate and cold, and we have decided to let you go. Just like that. No hesitation. No real explanation. I leaned back slightly. Performance, I said. You literally told me last week I was doing solid work. Lisa shifted a little, but Greg just brushed it off. It is not just about the work, he said. It is about the professional image of how you represent the company. There it was. I looked him dead in the eye. So let me get this straight. Is this about my work or something else? He exhaled like he was done pretending. Look, he said, lowering his voice, clients notice things. Employees notice things. He paused, then added, same simple clothes, same quiet guy. But this time, I smiled differently, because Greg thought he just got rid of a problem. He had no idea. He just created one. I got into my beater, started it up, and sat there for a second, thinking, not angry, not even surprised, just certain. People like Greg, they think they can judge someone's value in 5 seconds, based on a car, a watch, a suit. What he did not know was that the building he walked into every single day, the one he thought gave him power, was mine. I did not go home. I parked across the street instead, watched the building, watched people walk in and out like nothing happened. Inside, Greg was probably already feeling good about himself. Guys like him always do. I pulled out my phone and made a call. Hey, it finally happened, I said. A pause, then a quiet chuckle. Took them long enough, the voice replied. I smirked. Yeah, I am ready. Say the word. I looked at the building one more time. Let us do it. 3 hours later, I walked back in, but this time, everyone noticed. The receptionist looked confused. Can I help you? Before I could answer, the man beside me stepped forward. Sharp suit, confident. The kind of presence that makes people straighten up real quick. We are here to see Greg Harrison, he said calmly. She hesitated. Do you have an appointment? He smiled slightly. He will want to take this. Minutes later, we were upstairs. And yeah, people were staring now, whispering, trying to figure out what changed. Jake looked at me like his brain stopped working. Bro, what is going on? He mouthed. I just nodded and kept walking. We stepped into the conference room. Greg looked irritated. I do not have time for. Then he saw me and froze. You? He said. What are you doing here? I did not answer. I just sat down, calm, comfortable, like I belonged there, because I did. The man beside me stayed standing. Mr. Harrison, he said, this meeting is regarding the ownership transition of this property. Greg frowned. What are you talking about? This building is. He stopped, because the folder slid across the table. He opened it, flipped through the pages, fast at first, then slower and slower. The color drained from his face. That is not possible. I leaned forward slightly. It is, I said, and it is already done. He looked at me like nothing made sense anymore. You are telling me you own this building? I shrugged. Yeah, I do. Silence. Heavy silence. Lisa stepped in behind us, looking completely lost. Wait, what? Greg stood up abruptly. This has to be a joke. It is not, the man replied calmly. Ownership transferred this morning. Greg looked back at me. And now, that confidence, gone. Why? He asked. Why would you work here like that? I leaned back, relaxed. Because I wanted to see how things really work, I said. Not from the top of the ground. Lisa swallowed. And what did you find? I looked at Greg. I found people care more about appearances than ability. I paused. More about image than integrity. He did not say a word. I stood up slowly, met him eye to eye. Because if someone can lose their job over a car, I said, then the problem is not the employee. The room was dead silent. Everyone watching, listening, realizing. I picked up my bag and turned toward the door, then paused. Oh, and Greg? He looked at me. Completely different now. I gave him a small smile. You were right, I said. Image does matter. I took a step closer, just not the kind you were judging. And then I walked out, leaving him standing there, in a building he thought gave him power, but never really did.